This conference will now be recorded.
Hey, hello everyone. Very good morning to all. So in last session, we discussed about mounting phase. Now we are going to discuss about updating phase lifecycle methods. Generally, what is meant by mounting? When we created a component, we are inserting the component into app.js. So otherwise, we can't get any output because app.js is the root component. Simply, whatever the component you created that we are inserting into the app.js. Once you insert into the app.js, there are four lifecycle methods we'll call automatically. They are going to be constructor, get derived state from props, and render, and component did mount. These are the four methods we call automatically. So now we are going to talk about updating. What is the meaning of updating? Generally, we are updating the state of the component. State of the component in the sense, nothing but our component you are having in the component, you are defining some state, right? You are incrementing, you are decrementing is nothing but changing the state of the component, right? Yes. Yesterday, we seen the same example and we executed some logic for incrementing, for decrementing, such a kind of stuff, right? In the same manner, when we are updating a component, there are some lifecycle methods are there. They will get called automatically. When you are updating, when you are inserting, some lifecycle methods called. They are constructor, get derived state from props, and render and component did mount. They're the four methods. Now we have some more methods are there. They're the updating phase. If you can see, derived state from props, and you can see one more method here. Should component update? You want to update component or not? This is one of the important method. This is also we can see. Should component update or not? If you can go here, you can check render snapshot before update. So these are the methods I have. Let me write these methods. Now you can check this render method. We have render. And finally, the fifth method here is going to be component did update. Component NENT. Did update and did mount is the method belongs to app.js. App.js
Hello, sir. Cannot hear you.
Yeah, sorry guys, net connection some problem, I don't know, and it was terminated. Okay, let me continue. Sorry for the inconvenience. Let me check the recording is progress. Kiran, shall we do one thing? Let me reconnect. I don't know whether record will be progressing or not. Your recording. Okay, let me continue. No worries. Okay, so now you can see get it. These are the methods. 5 methods are there. Oh, people left. Why they left?
No, sir. We are here. We can hear you.
You can hear you, right? Okay, it's clear, right? Okay, so these methods are called updating lifecycle methods. When there is a change in the component state, yes, this is what exactly the updating lifecycle. If there is no change in the state, these methods won't call, right? So we know that render method is a function. This is going to be called for every change in the state, right? So that's why it is a part of updating phase as well as it is a part of rendering mounting phase also. And we know that when render method is calling, always before the render methoding, this method will also call now. Data set from props method will be called before render method at any cost. If render method is calling, before that data set from props method will call. So after that, you have some other methods. Component should component update, get snapshot before update. What is a snapshot before update? Generally, when I'm updating the component, I want to take the backup. So a backup of the data. After that updated, you want to roll back the data. Then if you want to see the previous data, then we can go for the get snapshot before update. Here should component update. This is the one I will show you now. What is the purpose of this component update? Should component update? I mean the question, should component update? You want to update the component? Nothing but. So what is the meaning of it? We know that for every state change in the component, render method will re-renders. But there is no change in the state, but render method is re-rendering. I don't want to do like this. If seriously there is a change in the state, then I want to re-render my component. Otherwise, I don't want to re-render. By using this should component update, we will check that, right? Okay. And here, component did update is also a method. This will also call only once when there is a change in the state. Like a component did mount, component did update. I will show you some examples so that you will understand what is these methods and all. One by one, I will go there. Now you can see. First, let me go and create a file, and my server is running perfect. So this is life cycle, right? Let me create one more file. The same I'm going to create here. Go to src. Here I'm taking something called lifecycle lifecycle 1.js. I'm creating one more file. This is lifecycle 1.js. Okay, all right. So now what I want to do here in this, let me create a class component RCE, and this is lifecycle 1.js. This is the file I have. Okay, yesterday you written mounting phase methods, right? Let me write the mounting phase methods again. Console.log. Here I just want to write something called render method. Let me define the constructor also, or const. In this we have some state. Let us log some message, console.log. This is going to be constructor, 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 right? So next one is going to be get derived set from prop static, static, static get derived. derived state from props. Right. In this, you should return at least null. I'm returning null. This is going to be console.log gdsft get derived state from props. Okay, something like this I written. And we have one more method, right? Component did mount. Component did mount is a method. This will call only once throughout the component lifecycle. So here, okay, I'm not doing anything. Console.log of simply you can write the method name component did mount. That's all. Now you can check this. If you can import this is what we seen yesterday. Lifecycle one component is going to be imported. Lifecycle you can remove this. Okay. Now you can check this. If you can refresh the page, you can see the output of the program will be like this: localhost colon 3000. Right. Is it running? Oh, what happened? I'm not getting any output. We didn't written anything, right? 1 minute. At least you have tried something. Actually, we have to see everything in the output in the console. I'm taking H1 tag open, H1 tag close, welcome. Okay, now if you can check this, welcome is coming. Press F12 and you can check the lifecycle methods are calling, right? This is already we seen in the previous session, constructor, GDSFP, render, and component did mount. This is already we seen. Okay, now here what I want to do, we have some methods which is related to updating. Am I updating anything in the component right now? No. Let me take one variable here. I'm taking the same variable counter colon 0, the same key and value property in the object. So now you can go to the state and you can define the value here. This dot state dot counter is the value. I think you can see the value counter 0. Perfect. The counter which we are having in the state object we are displayed. Let me have increment button, the same button 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 open button close. Here I'm taking something called increment. So here on click you can define a function equal to this dot increment counter. Okay, increment counter function I'm defining. So now if we can go here, increment counter is a function. We can go like this only. Okay, now right now you can see in this what we will do, this dot set state, we have to update the state, the same program we written yesterday and right now also we are writing, but we have to talk about updating phase methods. So when we are updating the state, then only we can see the methods calling, right? So updating lifecycle methods calling. So this dot state dot counter plus 1. Okay, now you can check this. We know that now initially everything is calling here, so we don't have any problem here. Initially all the things are calling. Now I'm cleaning the console. Now if you can press increment, now you can see value incrementing render method, before render method GDSFP. GDSFP render method is calling. Perfect. Okay, you're updating the component, right? When we are updating the component, here is, you can check this, we have some methods and these render method and derived state from props are already part of the updating phase as well as mounting phase. Initially derived state from props will be called, render method will be called, even though you're updating the methods are calling. Now you can see what I want to do. I have one more method and component did mount. Component did mount is a method, sorry, did update, sorry, component did update is a method. Let me write a log message here, console.log. In this, let me write this as a component did update. Component did update, I'm just writing. So let me copy the method inside to this component did update. Now you can check this. Initially did update is not called, did update is not called, did mount is called. Okay, now I'm clearing the console. Now you can update the value. Now can we see component did mount is also calling. Now you can go and click it again. Now you can see for every click component did update will be called, as well as the render and these methods. For every update these methods will be called. Now I'm going to write one more method, should component update. Now you can see I'm going to write a method static shol should component update. You want to update the component, right? So through this, we have some properties. Next props, comma next state. So here you can take any variables, Andy. I take a next state, next props, right? Something like this. You don't want, you can take your own names also for the variables. So only prompts, only state also we can take it, no problem. Okay, now right. In this, let me write one message. Actually, it should written either true or false, Andy. Actually, this method should give you true. I'm providing true. I will talk about in a minute. Okay, what is true, what is false, we will tell you. But in the console.log, I just want to write one message is going to be should component update. Let me check this. Whether this is also calling or not, I will check on it. I mean, these are the updating phase methods. We want to check whether all these methods are calling or not. Now, these are the mounting methods. I'm closing. Now you can see what are the methods are calling. So these methods are calling only. I think this method spell mistake should should. 1 minute. Let me copy this from here. I think there is something wrong in the method name. Should component update. I think static is not required, guys. There. 1 minute. Let me check this. Is there any spell mistakes? Should component update. Everything is correct, right? There is no spell mistakes. Okay. Let me remove the static here. Maybe static is the reason I'm thinking. Okay, let me remove this. Now you can refresh the page and you can check this. I'm refreshing. Okay, clean the console, update the value. If you can update now, okay. So now you can see this should component update is also calling before render method. Can you see that is not calling after render? See who is calling before render, who is calling after render. Here that point is very important. In mounting phase also, in updating phase also, the methods which are calling before rendering, which are calling after render. Can you see component? Now you can see I'm loading the page. This is component mounting phase. In the mounting phase, these two methods will be called before render method. After render has been completed, component did mount will be called. Render has been completed in the sense after displaying the output, so component did mount will be called. Before displaying the output, these two methods will be called. Okay, this is clear. Now I'm incrementing. Can you see before render method, we know that GDSFE will be called. Before GDSFE, sorry, after GDSFE, should component update is calling. After these two methods gets called, and this is going to be called. And finally, component did update is calling. We have one more method, get snapshot before update. Okay, let me copy this method also, get snapshot before update. What is the snapshot before update? It is going to have the previous state values only. So that we will see also here. Whatever the order of this function, Andy, you can write in any order, but the way of calling is going to be the same. Let me write this console.log. Inside of it, I'm just going to mention this snapshot before update. Okay, right. This is fine. Okay, you can keep this into a string. Okay, now if you can check this, now can we see what are the methods are calling? These are the mounting. Now if you can check this, can you see, Andy? Life cycle method get snapshot before update. It must return a value or null. Okay, so what I want to do, this method should return a value either true or null. Okay, I don't have anything, just I'm returning null. Okay, very clear. Now if we can see, I'm refreshing the page. These are the mounting. If you can click, can you see all the 5 methods are calling? So what is that get a snapshot before update? It is calling after render method. So it will get the snapshot before update the component. Okay, so component did update. Here we can update the component. Before updating the component, we can get the snapshot, and this is going to be should component update. Okay, here I just want to explain you a small example. Okay, let me take one thing. In the state, I will take username. Every time value is changing, right? If you can refresh the page, you can check this. Every time the value is changing. So, I mean, state is changing. A render method is re-rendering. So we don't have any problem. Now you can see, I'm going to take username is going to be rom. Some value I'm taking. Okay. So now let me display this also. into the JSX. I'm taking one more H1 tag open, H1 tag close. Here I'm writing welcome to the name of the user and this dot state dot username. Okay, if you can refresh the page, now you can see the value is displaying here. Okay, now I want to add a button to update the name. Let me add a button to update the name. This is going to be update name. I'm just going to take one button with name update name. So let me have a function also for this updating name. Now you can check this. Update name is the function. Okay, now this is the function we have to file, right? Let me define the function. Try to see this time. So I have update name. Now you can check this. This is going to be right. So this dot set state, the same we implemented yesterday. This dot set state in this username colon. I want to make this as a Teja live. This is what we did yesterday. Can you see why I'm writing the same program here? You will understand. I'm loading. Okay. Now you can see I'm incrementing. Updating lifecycle methods are calling. Okay, updating lifecycle methods are calling. All the 5 methods are calling. Okay, now you can clean the console again. I'm see because this value is changing. So for every change, those methods will call automatically. Okay, right. Now you can see I'm going to call update name. Now you can see Andy, name is changed, right? Name is Teja live. It is changed and these methods are calling. Okay, that is meaningful. Now you can see I'm cleaning the console. Now I'm clicking the update name again. Now you can see, is there any change in the name? I clicked update again. I clicked update again. Is there any change in the name? There is no change in the name. Then why should I call my render method unnecessarily? So in this point of time, we need to identify one thing. And what is that identification? Let me do one thing here. So in the component should update, we are writing, right? Do one thing in this. What I want to do, console.log of next state. Let me print this next state. You can take any variable and you can take this dot state also. Let me take one thing, this dot state. I mean this dot state dot username, or this dot state, or just you can take this dot state. Now can we go and check this, Andy? Now you can see I'm going to increment. So can we see counter value is different and counter value is different. I'm clicking it again. Now you can see here counter value is 2. This is the previous value is going to be 1. So they are not the same. Now, okay, this is clear. Now you are updating the name. On updating the name, can you see initially name is Teja Live. Sorry, after updating first which one is printing? Oh, we are printing the next state only. We are printing the next state. After that, we are printing the current state. So this is the previous value in the current state. This is the updated value. Okay, value difference is there. Okay, now you can click it one more time. Can you see, Andy? This time username and the thing. I mean the current state value and the next state value both are same. If both are same, why should I update the component? So in this point of time, what we will do, we will write one small condition here. If this dot state dot username is equal to next state, next state dot username. If both are same, and what we don't want to re-render return false, and this point of time you should give return false. It won't re-render. In the other point it should be rendered, and right, this is what you have to write some conditionally output, and now you can check this. So this I'm writing on the top of the page. Now you can check this. If there is a change in the state, it should be re-render. If there is no change, both the values in the state and the next state, both the values are same, why should I re-render my component, right? So it is unnecessary. See, every time the methods are calling, every time these methods are calling. Now you can check this. I'm going to refresh the page. Can you see? I am incremented. Can you see? Oh, what happened? This dot state dot username. Mhm. 1 minute, something went wrong. This updated. You can check this. This time, okay. Then what happened to the number? Number is should be called now. You can increment. Okay, okay. So username only we are comparing, right? We are not comparing other thing. Then why this is not working for username? Otherwise it should be written true. You can provide written true directly. So if it is a number, it should be incremented. Oh, number is not incrementing. Still that is giving me false. I don't know. 1 minute. But in the username case, it is working properly. You can update the name first time. All the methods are called first time because value change. When you are clicking on the second time, up to these two things only will be called. The remaining render method, component did update, get snapshot before update methods, they will never call because there is no change in the value. But what about this counter? I'm not writing something in the counter, right? So this is won't work for counter. The condition is making true for counter. Why so?
Can you initialize that
1 minute.
value to false? Return to false initially before this.
No, 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 no. 1 minute. Let me log the message here. I mean, what are the values it is going to give me? I need to check it. So I'm incrementing this. If you can increment, I'm getting true. Why I'm getting true? Current value and current value. Username and username. Okay, username and username both are same. Initially, 1 minute. Let me compare this. Maybe the reason I'm thinking, I'm just going to print it next state dot username and current state dot username. Let me check this. If you can click this, oh, why this is giving me both the hell? Okay, both the values are same, right, in this point of time. So next state dot username should component update. Am I doing any mistake? One minute. Value is incrementing. This is fine. When you're updating the name, okay, this should not be called like this, right? The value is same. I think you have to work with only one thing. I think because of the number, it is not doing so. I think so. This we can work with only for number, not for the state. So then, what we need to do? If both are same, this is written false, right? This is going to be written false. Otherwise, this is going to be in the else if. Let me write one condition. The our main aim is here, if both the values are same, we don't want to re-render. So this dot state dot counter is equal to next state dot counter return false. But initially values are same kada. Otherwise return true. I'm just going to write return true. Let me check this. What is going to be happen? Both the things should be getting incremented. Okay, this is not working fine. I do one thing. So this time number is not incrementing. Okay, and update name is working. This is working, but why number is not working? I didn't understand. Oh, not equal to true. We have to set. I will. We set not equal to. I think if you can increment. Okay, update name is updating. Okay, and for name it is working. Why this is not working for the counter? Okay, let me check this. I will check and I will tell you. Return true. Okay, now you can check this. If there is no value is not matched, okay, now this is fine. It is working. But what happened to the number? I'm not checking that number, right? Okay, but this time value is same. Okay, but the first time number should be incremented because so I will verify this condition. Actually, this is working for username only. It has to work for number. Why? Because number is every time is incrementing, right? So, but initially it is not working for number. I will check and I will tell you. Okay, this case is working for name properly. So the remaining methods are not calling. Only GDSFE should component update is only calling after render snapshot before update, and component did update methods are not calling. Always in the class components, it is very important. It will improve the performance of the application also. If there is no change in the state, why should I unnecessarily render my component? So in this point of time, should component update method will returns true if there is a change in the component. If there is no change in the component, previous value and the current value both are same, we have to return false. Return false will stop the calling other lifecycle methods. If you can set return true, all the methods will be called as it is. If you can set return false, we don't want to do. That's why I'm comparing the current state value and previous state value. If both the state values are same, we want to hide them. So this is what exactly
And
the thing we are
if
having.
there are more than one or one buttons, right, sir?
Mm-mm.
Then they should come this
we
component
we
update.
we
How
have
it will know
we
that?
have to check comp that will be called automatically. Comp should component update method will call automatically if there is any change in the state. For this we don't want to do anything. You don't need to call
Correct.
it. That is called lifecycle method. They gets called automatically when there is a change found in the component state. Yeah.
Okay. Any of the fields it component is updated, right?
Any
Doesn't
of
matter.
the life cycle method, remember carefully, any of the life cycle method we are discussing, those methods will call automatically. For example, you have update name. This is the function created by you now. You have to call it function manually. So I'm calling the function here. But these render method and constructor and update, did mount, lifecycle methods, we no need to call them. They will call automatically based on the situation. So you are inserting life cycle methods will be called automatically. You are updating these life cycle methods will call automatically. So here, and one more thing, the only thing I'm facing here, so I want to check the both the things. Okay, if these values are same, okay, then what I need
Sir,
to do?
in that case, even if one value is updated, always it will be true, right?
It will be true. Yes, yes. If any one value is updated, we have to update the component. So it should be
Okay.
re-render, right? So sometimes every,
Yeah.
but we have to check the condition like this: the current state value, previous state value. If the both are same, I think, is there any way for comparing
So
the
it's
state directly, state object directly, compare the state object directly, values are same or not? I think for
here you
every,
compared the name, right? Compared the name, sir. Again, can you compare the
I'm just comparing the
increment?
name only. Yes, yes.
Correct. In the
I'm
same
not
way,
checking that. Hmm. No, no, no.
sequence of
That's I
combination.
written already. That is not working. If we can go with this dot state dot counter. Okay, equal to next state dot counter, right? So I'm writing like this. Okay, if both the values are same, I don't want to render, return false, return false. Okay, retu, return false. Okay, this is what I did actually, if the values are same. Otherwise it will be true by default. Let me do one thing. I'm incrementing, so it should be written right. Return true, return true. If the values are not same, you can increment. Okay, value is updating, all the render methods are calling, all the five methods are calling automatically, all the five methods. Okay, now I'm talking about the name. Now you can see if you can update the name, this but this time name is not updating. Why? Because current value and previous value of the number is same, right? That's why that is not calling. So for this there is a solution. What is the
Okay.
solution? If you can write this condition also, I think both the condition you can write, I think it won't update anything. It won't update anything. See the problem. Here, what I want to do, if any change in the state, if any change in the state, we have to update it, right? If there is no change, previous value and current values both, see, state object may contain multiple properties, right? The state object may contain multiple properties, multiple state values. If any one of the state get changed, so it should be re-render. If no one is changed in the state object, we don't want to re-render. Okay, I need to find the solution for it. I will tell you, right? So what is the logic we have right here? As of now, we work with one value condition. If this value change, do something. If that value change, do something. We did it, but I will find the solution and I will tell you for this, correct? Right, let me check this. What is the solution for this? This we can write only for one, not for multiple actually. Okay, you can take this for username, and meanwhile I will keep this into comment. Okay, right, just I'm making return false, return true. Okay, I will give the solution for this tomorrow, no need to worry about it. Okay, right. So this is nothing but the updating lifecycle methods will call automatically when there is a change in the state. So next thing is going to be unmounting phase. What is this unmounting phase? Also we will see unmounting, unmounting phase. What is this unmounting phase? And one more is here, error handling phase also. Error handling phase. These two phases I will discuss in the next session, but it is not completed. Component did update. With the updating phase methods, I will discuss one more example tomorrow. Updating phase. We will discuss one more example for it. Okay, na? Right. I think this we will complete by tomorrow. Right. So, okay, fine. Okay, guys, then so we can see tomorrow, and tomorrow we will discuss about all these things.